You paid nearly $500 for your first drone. That's the average. And somewhere in Shenzhen, the same unit, same motors, same flight controller, same camera, left the factory at $90 to $180 in components. The brand on the box? That's a logo, not hardware. China manufactures roughly 70% of the world's consumer drones, and the gross margin on a rebranded unit can exceed 300%. That gap is what this video is about. Here's exactly what's happening in the next few minutes. 5 brands, real prices, real manufacturers, and the math on exactly how much extra you paid. And before we're done, I'm going to give you one free government tool, already exists, costs nothing, that tells you the real manufacturer of any drone sold in the USA in under 30 seconds. It's called the FCC ID database. It's at fcc.gov, and the industry would rather you never knew it existed. First brand starts right now. Yuneec International. The name sounds vaguely European. The marketing leaned into premium aesthetics, and when Intel Capital dropped $60 million into the company in 2015, it got a Silicon Valley origin story too. What the marketing never led with. Yuneec is headquartered in Kunshan, China. The Typhoon H hit Best Buy at $12.99 to $17.99. Comparable Chinese branded drones in the same sensor class were on Amazon at $2.99 to $3.79. Intel divested in 2019. Yuneec vanished from shelves almost immediately. The hardware didn't change. The marketing budget did. You now own an orphaned product. No support, no parts, no company. A $300 drone that disappeared from Best Buy shelves the moment Intel stopped paying the marketing bills. Same hardware, same factory. If that's the first time you've heard that, hit like right now. We've got 4 more brands to go. Parrot SA. Paris address, Euronext listed, sold in Apple stores. Every unit manufactured in China, confirmed in their own annual reports. The Bebop 2 retailed at $549 in 2016. That same year, the Xiaomi Mi drone launched with a larger sensor and longer flight time at roughly $380. In January 2017, Parrot laid off 290 employees, 40% of the workforce, and exited the consumer market entirely. The Apple Store placement was retail theater. The Chinese alternative you passed on, still manufactured, still updated. The Bebop 2 you paid $549 for, abandoned. Skydio, San Mateo, California. Over $340 million in venture capital. Andreessen Horowitz on the cap table. The Skydio 2 Plus launched at $1,099. The pitch? The American drone, built for Americans who don't want Beijing near their flight data. Here's what didn't make the product page. The obstacle avoidance system runs on NVIDIA Jetson processors, and the camera modules involve significant Chinese supply chain components. It's in the FCC filings, public record. In October 2023, The Verge reported Skydio cut its entire consumer line. And those NDAA restrictions that made Skydio look like the patriotic choice? They apply to federal agencies, not to you. You were never restricted from buying anything. Brand number 4 is the one that's going to make you genuinely angry, because it's actively marketed as the patriotic alternative to DJI. I'm going to show you exactly where its parent company files its annual reports. Stay right here. Autel Robotics, Bothell, Washington, real address. The marketing leans into it. American company, American support, the safe choice for anyone worried about DJI and Chinese government data access. Here's what they consistently leave out. Autel Robotics is a wholly owned subsidiary of Autel Intelligent Technology Corp., Lutadiso, a Chinese company headquartered in Shenzhen, listed on the Shenzhen Stock Exchange, ticker 00286.9.SZ. Washington State business filings confirm Bothell is sales and customer service only. The EVO Lite Plus retailed at $649 to $749. So when an American consumer boycotts DJI to buy Autel, both companies' revenue flows to the same city. The Buy American alternative was Shenzhen the whole time. the Buy American drone that files its annual reports on the Shenzhen Stock Exchange. If you just fact-check that in your head and it checks out, smash like and subscribe. One brand left, and it's the one that changes how you shop forever. Potensic, Ruko, Snapton. Three brands that look completely separate on Amazon, each with their own listings and Amazon's Choice badges. The FCC ID database tells a different story. The same hardware, the same PCB layout, the same brushless motor configuration, sold under different logos at price differences of $40 to $80. FCC ID TXIN 02A traces back to Chinese manufacturer codes. Public record on fcc.gov. Snapton is a subsidiary of Shenzhen Cheerson Hobby Electronic Technology. Amazon's algorithm awarded Amazon's Choice to multiple versions of the same OEM unit. The brand you picked determined your price, not your hardware. A $400 retail drone costs $96 to $186 to build. Flight controller, $12 to $18. 4 motors, $8 to $16. ESCs, $6 to $10. Camera module, $25 to $60. Battery, frame, remote, packaging, the rest. The Delta, anywhere from $200 to over $600, covers marketing, the single largest individual cost, plus Best Buy's 30 to 40% shelf margin, customer service infrastructure, brand licensing, and the importer's cut. The camera module is the only component where genuine quality differences exist. Everything else is commodity hardware. That gap is what a logo costs. Now you know the exact price. Before I give you the 3 tools that let you verify any drone's real manufacturer before you spend $1, I need to show you the math on what 3 brand-loyal purchases cost one American buyer over 6 years. That's in 60 seconds. Run the numbers. Parrot Bebop 2 in 2016, $549. Yuneec Typhoon H in 2018, $12.99. Skydio 2 Plus in 2022, $10.99. Total across 6 years, $2,947. Products still under active support in 2024. 0. All 3 lines discontinued or abandoned. Now run the informed buyer by someone who identified the real manufacturer before each purchase. Equivalent capability, $650 to $900. Savings, over $2,000. Brand loyalty in the premium drone space cost real buyers more than $2,000 in products that no longer exist. 3 tools, all free. Tool 1. The FCC ID lookup at fcc.gov, OEAT, EA, FCC ID. Every drone sold in the USA has an FCC ID on the box or listing. 30 seconds and you see the real manufacturer's name, country of manufacture, internal component photos, and test reports against stated specs. 95% of buyers never touch it. Tool 2, Alibaba Mirror Search. Take the exact model number and search Alibaba.com. If the factory sells it at $140 and it retails at $480 under a brand name, you know the margin to the cent. Tool 3, Community Due Diligence. Reddit's RR Drones and rcgroups.com. Before any purchase over $200, post the model and ask if it's an OEM rebrand. The community identifies the factory within hours for free. These tools were always there. Now you know how to use them. The NDAA 2020, Section 848, prohibited federal agencies from purchasing DJI, Yuneec, and Autel drones. It explicitly does not apply to private citizens, businesses, filmmakers, or hobbyists. 0 legal restriction on civilian purchase. The Congressional Research Service report R46937, publicly available at crs.gov, documents this clearly. What happened in practice? The government created the fear, brands with American mailing addresses monetized that fear, and civilians paid a compliance premium for a regulation that never touched them. Not one law prevented you from buying the cheaper drone. Not one. Every consumer drone battery, regardless of brand, uses lithium polymer cells from a handful of Chinese manufacturers. CATL, E Energy, Great Power. Verifiable through UL certification and UN 38.3 compliance documents required on every drone shipment into the USA. The practical implication that $49 third-party battery on Amazon likely shares the same cell chemistry as the $89 OEM pack. Same factories, same supply chain. Always buy from the drone's manufacturer. The CPSC has documented real fire incidents with uncertified LiPo packs. Just don't confuse brand name with superior cell quality. 4 actions this week. Action 1. Pull the FCC ID from the listing, go to fcc.gov. 30 seconds. Free. Action 2. Search the exact model on Alibaba. That's your factory price baseline.
Action 3. Run the 3-year support test. Search the brand plus discontinued and customer service. If Parrot, Yuneec, or Skydio consumers show up, you know what that loyalty delivers. Action 4. Check DJI's certified refurbished program at store.dji.com. A refurbished Mini 2 at $219 beats a new Potensic or Rukeo at $259 on software, community, and support. The information existed before this video. The difference is knowing where to look. 5 mistakes that cost drone buyers real money. 1. Made in USA doesn't mean manufactured here. No brand builds drone hardware domestically at consumer prices. Designed in California is not made in California. Check FCC filings, not marketing copy. 2. NDAA restrictions don't apply to civilians. We covered this. 3. Amazon star ratings aren't a quality signal. The FTC pursued fake review schemes in this category. Use R's drones and RC groups instead. 4. Don't trust spec sheet flight times. 30 minutes means 18 to 22 in real conditions. 5. Megapixels don't equal image quality. Sensor size and lens matter more. A 12-megapixel Sony on a gimbal beats a 48-megapixel fixed lens. Premium brands use number inflation to justify price. The underlying sensor is often identical. Come back to where we started. The Shenzhen supply chain doesn't care about your patriotism, but the marketing department does. Autel reports to the Shenzhen Stock Exchange. Skydio runs on Chinese components. Parrot and Yuneec abandoned their buyers when the economics stopped working. Potensic and Ruko are the same drone at different prices. The FCC ID database costs nothing and takes 30 seconds. The most American thing you can do is refuse to pay $600 extra for a brand story. That information was always there. Now you know where to find it. You now know what $2,947 of brand loyalty buys you. 0 supported products. If this video saved you even $300 today, hit that like, subscribe, and send this to someone who's about to pay triple for the same drone. They'll thank you.